Race family, guys, I hope you guys are all doing amazing. Like promised, today's the day I'm gonna walk you guys through our engine of choice for our 1977 Jeep, our drag Jeep with the big tire, the skinnies up front. Guys, I'm really excited for this. Some of you guys, man, you guys are sharp. I was reading the comments in our last video and some of you guys were saying, I really did not want to give any hints in the last video, but some of you guys caught on to me saying that I was gonna reuse the same headers. So that there gave it away. We're sticking to a V8, and I'll discuss why. I know I've talked to you guys before about a 2JZ possibility, and I wanna say that is still in our future. 2JZ is my engine of choice, is what I have the most experience with, what I truly love the most. However, I'm not gonna lie, having something different on the channel is really, really neat. The rumble that little V8 had, man, was awesome. I had a lot of fun with the small block Chevy V8. So with that being said, I know a lot of you guys were already guessing, and you can already see some of the parts back there, and you can continue to guess. Guys, we decided to stay with the small block Chevy V8, kind of old school stuff. I know a lot of you guys were talking about LS, and LS would be awesome. LS is superior to what we have here, but I wanted to reuse the headers. Those headers would not have worked had I gone LS. I really wanted to keep things as simple as possible, reliable, and I called machine shops to fix the motor that we had, and every machine shop had a 6 to 8 week, I guess they were running behind schedule. So what we went with, guys, come look for yourself. So I came in a full crate. This was all boxed off. As soon as I got here like 2 weeks ago, I broke the crate up. I kind of glanced and looked in there, but I didn't want to take it fully out till I can show it to you guys. Guys, what we have here is a small block Chevy V8. This is actually a stroker motor, so very similar to what we had before, but before we had a bone stock Chevy 350, steel heads. What we have here is a Blue Print Engines, forged bottom end, forged crank, forged pistons, 400 cubic inch. This is significantly larger than what we had before. I was looking for the first time today, actually, this actually came today. I was looking at our dyno results from this engine. Keep in mind, our other motor only was making like 270 horsepower. I think it was like 270 off nitrous, 270 horsepower with 270 with a bone stock torque converter. We ran a 12.8 at like 103 or something like that. This motor made 500 and pretty much 10 crank horsepower. This is not to the wheels, this is at the crank on an engine dyno, but 510 horsepower and 512 foot-pounds of torque. So it has to feel incredible. Not to mention, it's got aluminum heads. So aluminum heads over the steel heads that we had before saves a good like 40 to 50 pounds of what I read online. So not only is it lighter, but it's gonna make significantly more torque, more power, and not just the engine is gonna get upgraded, but guys, I bought a bunch of stuff. So I wanted to keep Ed Mack involved in this project. I know a lot of you guys are telling me to go fuel injected with any motor I decided to go with. Man, I had a lot of fun working with Ed Mack. Ed Mack is a very smart individual, and he showed so much passion for this project and this build that keeping him on board was a must. So talking to him, he told me the carburetor that I had, you guys saw, he worked magic with that carburetor, but it's a very outdated, a simple carb in reality. So he had me buy this. A lot of these parts I've never seen before. This is all new to me, but that's kind of what makes it interesting. It's something that I haven't experienced with before. Oh, by the way, this tiny little thing here, this is the drive shaft to our Jeep. When I got it removed from the car, all these freaking, all the bearings in this bad boy here all fell apart. This all went to freaking crap. So I had to rebalance, all new bearings. I don't know the name of this, or I would have said it just now. But this is actually a splicer or spicer. You guys can write it down below. Spicer, whatever this cross thing is called, but this is better than what we had before. All rebalanced, repainted. So this is our dry shaft that was on there, reworked and ready to go. So I'll put that off to the side. Guys, the carburetor that Ed Mack recommended me to buy, this is like a full race or drag race oriented carburetor. It's a 750 CFM. He said for the kind of power we're gonna make with this would be plenty. It'll also have the best driving characteristics, but this thing is awesome. You're gonna have far more tuning, I guess, options with this over what we had before. And keep in mind as well, the power that I read you guys earlier on that engine, the 510 horsepower, that's with the very basic carburetor, probably some average tuning on 91 octane fuel. At the very least, we'll run 93 octane, but even when we were running our old small block Chevy 350, I was constantly freaking splashing some race fuel in there. So we'll always be running octane maybe in the high 90s. So with better octane, a better tunable carburetor, we bought a new, I'll do one part at a time. So check this out. This thing is freaking beautiful. it's my first time ever buying a carburetor. I paid like $700 and some for this. But in comparison to some of the parts of my Supra, like my 6 injectors in my Supra were like $2,000. So this whole carburetor is $700. Those 6 injectors can flow a lot more power than this can, but nonetheless, man, this thing is sweet. So this is the carburetor we're gonna be running. Again, a drag race, I think a Q series or something like that. I'll go ahead and set this bad boy down right here for now. So we got that. I mentioned to you guys I wanted to take the heat wrap off those headers. I hate that fiber, man. That thing, I was itching for days. So I bought these little boots to go over the spark plug wires so it doesn't get damaged on the headers. So I got that. When I took apart the starter from that engine, I was shocked to see the size of the starter. That thing was a brick, the factory starter that motor had. So I actually ended up buying a smaller performance, like a gear reduction starter. That's what this is here. So we got a brand new starter. This is a flex plate, so basically the flywheel for the new engine. So I got that with the proper tooth count for that starter. A new distributor, a water pump to go with this. This is the front damper, some of the hardware, and I still got more parts coming in, more parts scattered everywhere. But today I'm actually gonna work on putting the flywheel on, putting the water pump on, putting the front damper, just some of the basic stuff. That way I can have it ready to transport and install on the Jeep. All right, race family, I quickly pulled up Blueprint Engine's website to share with you guys some more detailed information on this engine setup. Again, this is their Blueprint Engine's 400 cubic inch stroker crate engine with aluminum heads. So this is aluminum heads, hydraulic roller cam, forged crank, forged pistons. The block is a Blueprint even cast these blocks. This is all brand new, cast by them. You guys can see their logos right on it as well. It says new Blueprint cast iron block, manufactured and machined in the US, 4-bolt main, 4.125 bore, 1-piece rear main seal. Let me see here. Rotating assembly. It says new Blueprint forged crank, 3.750 stroker, OEM type. This is all, I guess this is all going to very detailed information. Cylinder head, 64cc chamber, 2.08 intake, 1.60 exhaust valves, 220cc intake, 67cc exhaust runners. Again, I know a lot of you guys would geek out with this information, so I figured I'd share with you guys. Let me see. The compression ratio is 10 to 3 to 1. If I said that correctly, it says 10.3.1. I share with you guys the power. So this would be a great upgrade from what we had before. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm sure, man, I know a lot of you guys were rooting for rotaries, for a 1JZ, a 2JZ, an LS, a lot of different combinations. I wouldn't be surprised if we run a lot of different motor combos in this Jeep. It's a really easy car to work on. But I felt like this will make a great next step from where we were. We can continue to progress. We ran at 1140 and I really wanted to touch the 10-second pass. I'm convinced this setup can go hopefully a 10 on motor. And then if we can spray it on top and run a 9, I'm cool with that for now. We'll continue to focus on the Supra and go faster with the Supra. And when we get the itch again for the Jeep, we'll go back and keep making crazy changes. But like you guys can probably imagine, not only was this expensive, but all the parts associated are crazy expensive. So I say it's time for a quick commercial from our sponsor, BalticSupraRacing, baby. Guys, check out our website, BalticSupraRacing.com. It was designed by my beautiful wife, Erica. She puts in a lot of time working on the website. She was actually shipping out orders today. So thank you guys all so much for the support. Enjoying these videos. We enjoy reading all of your comments. The last thing I wanted to share with you guys is all the videos now leading up to Texas 2K will be similar to this one. Very personable, just very vlog style. So any questions you guys have, I know I always do my best responding in the comments, but I think it'd be a good idea if I kind of just answered just overall questions on the channel, the cars, the builds, personal stuff, whatever you guys got. I'll choose 3 questions to answer on our next video, and now you'll hear directly from me. So thank you guys for the support. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later, guys.